What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Power Button Podcast. I am your co-host, Josh Meany.
And I'm your other co-host, Darren Badmouth Motherfucking Beasley. And today we got another guest.
Another black guest.
Another black guest.
2 for 2.
Yep. Light-skinned motherfucker.
I've been outnumbered.
What's your name?
Dags.
Dags.
We call it just Mike Dags.
And where are you from?
I am from America. No, I'm from Nashua. Yeah. I have my own podcast thing. Glad you guys had me come on here and talk some shit. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, we're going to talk about dumb shit.
Nice. I love it.
Fuck yeah.
Good.
I love dumb shit.
When you guys want to kick us off? Because I'm slacking.
Well, I did you guys see Bill Burrs' new fucking...
I did watch
yeah,
Bill Burrs'
just
new
did.
stand-up.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
I loved it. I love Bill Burr.
I love Bill Burr, too.
Yeah, he's you asked me one of my top 5 stand-up comedians, and he's 100% probably number 1 at this point. Like, I just love everything he does. I actually listened to his podcast on the way over here. So
His podcast is funny.
oh, it's great. It's great. He can just talk about anything, and it's funny. It's
Yeah.
it's like every episode's like a stand-up, and I love it.
I was just watching him on Joe Rogan. He was on a couple
Yeah,
days ago.
yep.
And I was watching that. He's so funny. But yeah, I really like the stand-up, and he got into some shit.
He got into
you know
some
what I mean?
shit. He did.
Not as much as Dave Chappelle,
Yeah.
but I loved it. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
I watched it last night, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
That makes 3.
Yeah, yeah.
I literally watched it.
Paper
Yep, I watched it
Tigers, I
yesterday.
believe is the
Yeah,
name
yeah.
of it.
Yep, amazing.
I thought Chappelle. Did you see Sticks and Stones by
I did.
Chappelle?
I watched both. I watched
Okay.
Sticks and Stones drunk, so I half remember it. But I watched Paper Tiger 100% sober because I wanted to remember it totally.
I thought Sticks and Stones was better than Bill Burrs. I mean,
I like
Bill
Dave
Burr.
Chappelle more than I like Bill Burr, so
Uh-huh.
that's probably why I liked it a little more. Do you like Dave Chappelle more, or you like Bill Burr?
I don't know. I guess they're both kind of even, but like what you were saying with the podcast, like I'll listen to Bill Burr's podcast and it's fucking hilarious. His podcast, in my opinion, is better than his stand up, and it's better than like I'd rather watch his podcast than watch Sticks and Stones.
Yeah.
I think he's a funny motherfucker, but I don't like
is.
F is for Family. I don't like that show.
I'm not huge on
I've
that.
never seen it.
The animated one there.
Yeah.
I saw, it's like I watched like a couple episodes and I was like, I really like this, but I don't want to watch it anymore. Like I was
Yeah.
enjoying it, but not enough to just keep watching it. I was like,
I just fucking
get the point.
That was my thing.
get
It
the
was like
point. He's angry.
Yeah,
His
that
dad
was
sucks.
It.
I
That was
get
it. It was like there's the dimensions behind the characters, just none.
Yeah.
It was like the characters were just that was it. There's fucking like Family Guy. Peter can be a fucking retard, right? And then he could be. I don't know. He can act like he's smart, or he can act like he's a clown. He does all these things. It's like Homer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the guy on F for Family, Bill Burr's character.
is that on?
He's just fucking angry all the goddamn time. I have no
I believe
idea.
it's FX.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it's FX.
Yeah, I've
It
never
annoyed
seen
the
that.
shit out of me.
Yeah.
I got the
just-
third episode, and every single episode, Bill Burr is just yelling and bitching about something. And I'm like, all right,
that's
dude,
just
I'm
like his
done.
podcast, though.
Yeah, it is kind of like his podcast, but his podcast is fucking real.
Yeah.
And he's funny. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
As is for Family, he's got to be this dad who's pissed off all the time. It's like, man, get the fuck
It's
out
so
of here.
it's like when he's scripted, it's not as funny as when he's
It's
just
when he's
unscripted.
unscripted, yeah,
No, I
yeah.
get that. Totally get that.
So yeah, I watched that the other day on Netflix. What else did I see?
So what is he be getting flack for? Is there any
I don't.
backlash?
I don't know if
'Cause I haven't heard any
anybody.
backlash.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's really. I haven't seen anything of anyone really getting upset.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, he's kind of he's been that way forever. Like that's always been his thing.
A lot of comedians have been like that.
So is Dave Chappelle. So I don't understand what the big to do is about him. Maybe
Well,
it's
That's one of the first things I thought while I was watching it last night. I was like, "Wow, I'm surprised I haven't heard anything. No one's mad about this. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
he's also
Surprising.
another uncancelable.
he doesn't give a
Uncancelable.
fuck.
Uncancelable.
He just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's still gonna get work. It's not somebody who you
Yeah.
could say something about and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, he's sexist." You're like, "Yeah,
Yeah, it's
you're right. It
I mean,
shines.
when you do comedy, you talk shit.
yeah."
We talk shit. I talk shit. I say
Exactly.
things that are inappropriate. Excuse me. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. I said retard, 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Some people get all curled up in a ball about it. I understand it, but we're doing a fucking show here.
It is
I don't
what it
give a
is.
shit. I don't give a fuck.
You just it's that cancel culture thing, man. It's
I liked how he was calling out people because he would say some jokes and he would call out that a lot of people were quiet. He's like, "You guys are really fucking quiet right now. What's the problem?" And like call them out on it. I loved it. I was like, "Yeah, people are like scared to laugh. Like you're at a Bill Burr stand-up, laugh.
Yeah.
You know it's coming."
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, have you seen that the one where he went off on Philly, right? That
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like one of the all-time, and you
That
just
is
literally
great.
start
I saw
shitting
that
on
on
people.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
great.
god.
Yeah.
All
That was
time
great.
just starts hammering into the crowd, and they turn from like hating him to loving it. And his explanation of it on his podcast is just great. Like
I don't even understand why they just started booing him.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
It was
Jesus
at a
Christ.
festival, and there was like 7 other comedians, and he was like number 8. And at this point, they're just like, "We've had it. Like we're done."
Tired.
don't wanna
They've
sit
been
around.
laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they just started going off, and he was like, "All right, fuck you then," and started giving it back, and it turned into one of the all-time moments.
motherfucker. Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
It was great.
More
Classic Bill
comedians
Burr.
should do that shit. I started watching Dane Cook again. I had to. After I watched Bill Burr and I watched Steve Chappelle, I'm like, I just need to go back to that shit. I started watching that again. God damn. He's a funny motherfucker. He's like, oh, that's my favorite. You have a favorite comedian?
I would say that right now, I think it's Bill Burr, just because of like his podcast and translating into his stand-up, and the way he's so accessible, and that's like one of my favorite things when he tells you how things essentially happen, and I like that. Other than that, I feel like he's definitely probably my number 1 right now, and then Chappelle hasn't really gone away. I'm interested that Eddie Murphy is coming back with a stand-up too.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm interested to see how he takes on doing stand-up again.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. It's been so long since he's done anything.
What was his
stand-up.
last one, like Raw?
It was Raw, yeah.
Raw, yeah.
Raw? When did that
Jesus.
come out?
That was-
87 or something?
Yeah, it was late
Like,
80s because
yeah.
Delirious was
Jesus
early 80s.
Christ.
So long. And he was always about that, just saying offensive shit in a time where not everyone was so easily offended.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, being super defensive back in the 80s is completely different than being super offensive in 2019.
Even early 2000s, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people weren't outraged, I don't think,
No.
about, like, Dane Cook. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
just
well,
let
he
him
was
say
never
his
one of
shit.
the-
See, like, I don't know. I don't want to rant because I just feel like I don't think it's most people getting actually offended as much as it is you see a small group of people being offended. Like, a small portion of people have a voice now. You
A very
go
loud
on Twitter.
voice.
Because I'll see some times when it's like people are outraged because of this scene in a movie, and then they'll reference a Twitter, like a tweet, and the tweet will have like 15 retweets and like 100 likes, and you're like, so 15 people are outraged, and that's
Right.
everybody. Everyone's outraged
Yep.
because
Right.
15 people are. So it's. I think there's such a strong like. The backlash isn't really a backlash as much as it's like 1 or 2 people are offended, but because those 1 or 2 people have a gigantic voice, and you can go see it, it's like, okay, I
That's what it
guarantee you
is.
people were flipping out about, Richard Pryor and George Carlin and all those stand-up comedians who didn't give a fuck back in the day and said
Right.
whatever. And it's like you didn't hear that backlash. You didn't hear people getting upset about
Right.
it. But now it's like we're so connected that it's like you can see somebody's like, I don't like that, and it just becomes like, oh, that everyone doesn't.
They
like
have
it.
a loud voice, a
Yeah.
small minority with a loud fucking voice, and they get pissed off over everything.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think that it's generally.
I mean,
And-
that's another thing too. It's like, who do you even talk to? Okay, you like to stand up. I like to stand up. You like to stand up.
everyone
I
in
go to
my
work,
circle is like,
you know what I'm
has a
saying?
90
yeah.
It has a 98%
yeah, some
on
shit
Rotten
like that.
Tomatoes.
Yeah,
like,
like-
everybody likes it. So
Exactly.
and
And
there are
that's
people
just
that don't.
fucking insane to me. You know what? I had a revelation, right? I'm not too into history. I don't know history that well, but I tie these leftist bastards with like the socialists and the communists, right? Fascists.
Those commies.
Commie bastards.
Com-coms.
Commie cucks. I was playing Gears 5. I beat Gears 5, by the way.
Oh,
You into
already?
Gears
That
of
was
War?
quick.
I'm not, but I heard your last show. You just bought it. Like
How
a
many
week ago.
hours?
Oh, yeah,
How many hours was the
It
campaign?
was 10 hours.
That's not too bad.
It's not bad. You know, Gears of War usually runs around 10 hours. I think
it?
it was 10 hours, I want to say. I'm probably bullshit.
It was really 50. And
Yeah.
yeah. Just time
No
flew
idea.
by.
I used to just sit down and play a game like 1 or 2 days. I beat the fucking thing like whatever. Now I got to cook. I got to eat. I got to do laundry. I got to go to the gym. Like I
got a lot on
Yeah.
your plate there.
It's like
you got to do basic human
I gotta-
functions.
yeah, dude, seriously.
Yeah, you
Like,
got to be a human.
dude, when I was 16, it was like
Yeah,
Mom made food. Mom did laundry. Came home from high school, played until I went to bed. I didn't have to fucking.
good old
I didn't have
days.
to go grocery shopping. So I
Right,
didn't have
yeah.
to fucking. Now it's I got to do all this shit. It's like, well, I can play for an hour, and that's it. So it took me a fucking week to beat it. Anyway, I'm going way fuck off topic. The faction that you play as, right? The soldiers, the humans, they're known as the COG, right? And there's a government, okay? And it's like post-apocalyptic, like Fallout. But they're fascists, okay? And I was like, well, what the fuck is a fascist? When Gears of War 1 came out, it was 2006.
Yeah.
So I was, goddamn, 11?
2006. Fuck.
How old was I? 10?
We were in 6th grade.
You're in 6th grade.
Yeah.
So I think I was 11 because I was 13 or 12 in 8th grade.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't know what the fuck a fascist was. You know what I mean? I didn't really pay attention to that shit. But now, like, I played the 5th one, and I see they have more of the government coming down. They're like, oh, these are fascist fuckers. And I'm like, oh, they remind me of the leftist now that complain about Dave Chappelle and complain about this cancel culture. They're the same. They're the fucking same. Because it's like they come down and like, oh, no, you can't do that. You can't say that. We silence this. Oh, well, this is top secret. Everyone who knows it, they're getting killed. Get rid of these motherfuckers. Like, fuck them. And it's like, this is like a little plant. It's like a little seed in the ground. It's like, oh, he wants to come out and say fuck trans people. Fuck him. His opinion should be stricken from the record.
Fuck him.
And even Dave Chappelle, when he was like, and that's another thing about the stand-up. It's like, obviously, if he's going into politics and you disagree with him politically, you're probably not going to like the fucking stand-up. It's probably not going to be that funny to you. You know what I mean? I'm more on the conservative side. So if he says things that are super left, I'm going to be like, fuck that. It could still be funny, but I could see why someone doesn't like it. Like he was like, "Oh, abortion. Like if you don't have if you're a guy and you have a dick, then you can't
sit
say
this
anything."
one
It's
out,
like,
yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Although
You know
I
what I'm
like the
saying?
end of that joke where he's like, but I shouldn't have to pay child support for the motherfucker. I like how the joke ended.
He
but-
flips it. And it's funny anyway. It's
Yeah.
funny anyway. But I could see if you disagree with him politically, there's going to be a problem when we have comedians going into politics. Plain
Which
and
it should
simple as
never
that.
be.
Which they shouldn't even be doing.
Politics and comedy is like oil and water. Like that's just not. It shouldn't be a thing that mixes.
Yeah, but they mix it all the time. And look at Sticks and Stones is huge. It's trending on Netflix. It's been the top search on Netflix
Yeah,
for
it has. It has.
what, a month now?
Yeah.
Ever since it came out.
Couple weeks, yeah.
Because it's so political.
And they're the ones that started it by saying, "Don't watch this. It's trash." And you're like, "So I kind of want to watch this.
Yeah,
why
I
is,
said
why
that
is this
on-
trash?"
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said that on the last
Yeah.
episode. Like I saw the backlash of it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta watch this as soon as I get home. Like
Yeah,
that made me
100%.
excited for it. Like, oh, Dave Chappelle's doing Dave Chappelle. Like,
it's the classic case of like, "Oh, that's terrible. Don't watch it." And you're like, or it's like,
Have to.
"It's awful. Don't consume this." And you're like,
Have
"Well,
to
I
see it.
kind of want to
yeah,
know
even
what's
with
going on
movies,
here."
people are like, this movie is so fucking bad. It's like
If it
like
goes-
Dark Phoenix. That's the
Yeah.
only reason I was like, I gotta watch it to see how bad this movie really was.
Still didn't.
It was bad.
I was about to say still didn't, but I won't. I
Don't even-
fucking won't.
After
I
that
mean,
hot
don't even
mess that
bother.
was Apocalypse, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I can't. bring
That
myself to
really
watch it.
that movie upset me.
It's-
That movie really upset me. The
it's-
trailers were pretty dope, and then I went and saw it, and I was like, "Fuck!" Because what they just did before that was Days of
Days
Future
of
Past.
Past, which was great.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
so I'm
actually
like
good.
Apocalypse, and then I know Apocalypse, but then even seeing what Apocalypse looked like, I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know, guys, you might be fucking this up. And then I watched the movie, and I was like,
Fuck, dude.
I don't
That movie
think
was terrible.
I'm so upset about that movie too because you have such a good cast. Everybody in that movie
Oh,
is so
yeah,
good,
top
and
notch.
it's so like,
Yeah.
like that's the like movie. It's like if you don't know much about movies and you don't understand where people start to hate stuff, just look at writing. And if you don't really get writing in movies, look at something like that where you have a good director, good cast, awful writing. Like it's just awful story. It's not good. It's just not. You're like, how is this?
Yeah.
I'm watching it like, how am I not enjoying this? It's X-Men and it's like James McAvoy and everybody I like.
Dark
It's the-
Phoenix
and it's so
doubles
bad.
down on that.
Just, doubles down on the bad.
the guy who directed Dark Phoenix had never directed anything in his life, any movie at all, and it
How
was
does he land
apparent.
Dark Phoenix?
He is in the writer's room, and he's the producer of like all the X-Men movies. He's one of the producers. So I guess they were like, this is the last one. You want to direct it? Fuck it. Go for it. Dog, it's
That and
so
clean up,
apparent
'cause they
he's
know-
never directed. The editing, the way scenes were, I was like, this movie's a fucking disaster. From the moment it starts, I'm like, wow, this is going to be bad. And it lived up to its reputation as being the worst X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Even worse than
X-Men
3.
did better at the Dark Phoenix thing than Dark Phoenix did. And that's surprising, you know?
That
It
shouldn't
is
be
the
allowed to
worst.
happen.
I would rather watch that Wolverine movie.
Which one?
The one that's called Wolverine.
Ooh.
The second one?
Yeah. I'd rather watch that than Dark Phoenix.
They don't know
because
what-
at least the guy knew how to make a movie.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing with that universe. It is
They're
just
done with it
all
now.
over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, they're done.
So who owns it now again? Is it or who owns it
Disney,
now?
right?
So
Disney
it's just
owns
Disney.
the
Okay.
rights. So
Thank
yeah,
God.
We'll
I
see
mean,
what they do with it.
Thank God. Like
Yeah.
some people fear the mouse ears, but I'm like, okay, all right. If I have to submit
It was going
IPs
downhill.
to that, I'd rather give it to that than something else because it was like they're like, all right, we're gonna first off we're gonna cast a bajillion people in a movie. No one's gonna get any screen time in 3. Then they're like, all right, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do these origin movies where we'll just showcase one character, and you're like, okay, that could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like,
Fuck.
oh, you did it again. You put 1 million people in it and didn't do anything with them. It's and then they're like, no, we're gonna walk that back. We're just gonna do Wolverine because you guys seem to like him.
Yeah,
And then you screwed that
guys
up
like
too.
him.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yep.
oh my god,
Yep.
which
they
is
fucked
crazy.
everything up.
The
Yeah.
same guy who directed Wolverine is the same guy who directed Logan.
Yeah,
James Mangold. I don't know how he went from that to Logan, and then he's directing that new movie, Ford v Ferrari, which I'm gonna go check out when it hits the movie theater.
Really?
Yeah, with you know that movie
Yeah,
with John
yeah.
Bernthal and yeah. He's directing that, and that's getting a lot of good reviews. A lot of good reviews. It was at the film festival that they did.
because Logan's like probably
That's one of my
top
favorite
5
superhero movies of all time.
superhero movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Walking
make
out
a-
of that movie theater, I was like, I didn't expect it to be that good.
Yeah.
I really didn't. I really didn't.
I had a feeling.
I had a feeling it was gonna
You
be good,
did?
too.
I didn't have that feeling.
Yo,
which
it
is
was some
surprising.
fucking stupid ass dude who brought his fucking kid to the movie. He's like fucking. He was like.
Was it rated R? No,
It was rated
was
R.
rated
Rated
R.
R all the
Fuck
way.
yeah.
It was rated R. Fucking. Oh my god. Yeah. No. He brought like a 8-year-old to the fucking theater.
People do that, dude. There was an 6 to 8-year-old in Deadpool when I went and saw Deadpool, the first one.
Oh,
I
that's
couldn't.
that's just irresponsible.
I couldn't fucking
It
believe
is,
it.
it
I
is.
couldn't believe it. I'm like, what? Why is that kid in
because
here?
oh, it's a superhero thing. It's X-Men. It's fucking. And the parents don't know shit.
Yeah.
They don't know their dick from their balls.
I get the Logan thing because it's like you can explain away the blood and you can just be like he's a very mean man. Just he kills people. It's not. But Deadpool, it's like, well, that's a penis.
I know, right? Yeah.
And even in the
Yeah.
marketing for Deadpool, like it was clear
It was
this
like,
movie
this is
is
rated
not
R,
for your
don't
children.
bring your
children.
It's
Yeah.
not. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah. I just the kid didn't like it though. The kid got fucking bothered
No
by
shit.
it. You know what I'm
No
saying?
shit.
He didn't like that scene where it was all where he had the seizure or whatever, and
That's
everyone
what I think about,
slowed,
yeah, yeah.
and he started sticking it through their heads.
Yeah.
The kid didn't fucking like it. He was like 8, and he was like, like he kept turning in his seat, and he's looking at his dad, and I was like, "You poor bastard!
Yeah, that's-
you have to fucking
That
see
scene was
this
stressful
guy
for
just,
me
like-
as an adult, like just
That
because it
scene
was
was
so
pretty-
loud, and I'm sitting there like I can't wait
Yeah.
for this shit to be over. Like
Yeah.
holy fuck!
and it was visceral as fuck, and
Mm-hmm.
the guys can't move, and they're just getting killed. Like the kid didn't like it.
It
at
was
all.
definitely troubling. Like when you think about it, I'm like,
Yeah,
this
it's
isn't. I don't enjoy. I loved it because it was like amazing, but I was definitely troubled by it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Did you see it in IMAX?
No, I didn't see it in IMAX.
Did
no.
you see it in IMAX?
we saw it in IMAX.
We did.
Yeah, when we went and saw it, we saw it, not 3D,
Dog.
we saw it in 2D, but we saw it in the IMAX theater.
The IMAX
speakers. That scene
When he was
like,
having the seizure,
Yeah,
the speakers were going, the bass.
you were having a
and
seizure.
you literally you felt the vibrations. You
Yeah.
felt the vibrations and when that vibration ended and the scene was over, it was like a weight went
that
off your
feeling
shoulders.
of
Dog.
relief.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was like, "What the
which
fuck?"
is great,
crazy.
which is an amazing thing to do in a
was
movie. Like it
insane.
made you feel with that.
Yeah.
So it was. That's
yeah. I bet James Mangold, when they premiered the movie, he was probably sitting in the theater looking at everyone like,
I got
that's
some-
the shit, yo.
I got
Like,
something
pulled
for you,
that off.
motherfuckers.
Yeah,
Wait.
right? Like, come on, this it's a redemption from Wolverine. Jesus Christ.
It's man, yeah, that's not like that. I don't. You know how I know it's like not a good movie is when you don't remember it. Like I can't really remember it other than
Yeah.
being like, when is this over?
I remember
you
when-
don't
the
think about
the
it anymore, yeah.
explosion, the nuclear bomb when he went in the well and they had the Hiroshima. That's the scene I think of
So
when I think
there's
of that
like
movie.
redeeming parts to it because I think every movie you can pull out some
Yeah, right,
redeeming parts. Like
exactly.
even the Origins movie, the part where he first becomes Wolverine, he busts out.
Oh yeah,
that's
was
amazing.
fucking-
That was like,
yeah.
That was in the
just
trailer.
goes
I
on a
remember seeing the
rampage and just
trailer.
starts killing
yeah.
everybody. That's great. And
I love
like,
when it shoots him too. Oh,
Yeah.
and he eats it. And he looks.
There's
oh.
some
comes back.
awesome moments in that movie, but then
God, he was so
Most of it
jacked.
was shit.
He was
I know.
so his muscles had muscles. Like
Yeah.
it was insane.
You go
and
back
it's
and
funny
watch
thinking
the
X-Men
first
1.
one, yeah.
He was not jacked.
He's just
He-
some
He
dude,
wasn't.
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
He had some muscle, but he looked like Tony Stark. You know,
Yeah.
muscle. He wasn't fucking like built. You know what I mean?
I can't. I wish I was thinking about what the fuck were we talking about before we started the podcast, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna save that for later," and I don't know what the fuck
And I
it
said
was.
that was gonna happen.
And you were like, "Oh, I'm probably gonna talk about it."
All right, so I just remembered what it is that it might not be the same thing. I'm just going on a limb here. That I was gonna bring up that speak of Disney that they announced that some '90s cartoons are coming to Disney Plus, like the old school Spider-Man,
In the X-Men.
X-Men, that's like the one right there.
That's the one. I think of X-Men cartoon. That's the one.
I need some of that. Like that's if you
Even that Spider-Man cartoon. I grew up watching that specific one.
That specific one, yep.
He always wore the same shirt in every episode. But that excites me, because I can't find those on YouTube.
Yeah,
Because yes, I'm a 12-year-old. I look up Spider-Man cartoons on YouTube, but the only ones I can
Jesus.
find are the recent ones.
Yeah.
Which don't got shit on the original Spider-Man I can't even say original because there was the one before that, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Yeah,
You
that's
remember
coming
that?
there too.
That's
rumored
too?
to be coming there. Yep.
And
That's
that's
dope.
Fox owns that. That's
Yeah.
why they got it.
Yeah.
They made out on that because I was like, wait a minute, how do they have the Spider-Man cartoon? Like, how are they able to do that? And then I'm like,
Kids.
that's
Remember that
right,
Fox Morning Kids?
Yeah, Fox in the Morning,
All those.
Jesus.
Saturday morning cartoons.
That's dope.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's like
That's so much content.
I just know I'm gonna get up to the part where they start the Phoenix Saga and just be like, "Oh, and I'm done." I hated that, man. They used to do that. It was like two animated series that I can clearly remember in my mind that they would get to a point and they'd restart it. Was that stupid Phoenix Saga with the X-Men? They'd play through it and then they'd go next time on X-Men, and then you turn in next Saturday and it's like back to the beginning of the
Oh,
show, and you're
Jesus.
like, "What happened?" That and the stupid Dragon Ball Z did that all the time.
Dragon
Really?
Ball.
When the series was coming to like a close, they'd just be like, "We'll just say next time, but then we'll just go back to the stupid
Fucking
beginning to
yeah.
the Raditz series." And you're like, what?
Oh man, Dragon Ball Z, man, that's the shit.
That show's one of those that like I want to like and watch, but
I was never into Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
I never got on that
You
train, and
sick
so many
fuck.
people talk
Yeah.
about it. I never watched it. It's not like I watched it and was like, fuck that. As a kid, it just missed me somehow too, because I was into that type of shit.
did you
know what I
purposefully
mean?
like turn your TV off? Like,
That's
you
what
were
I'm
like, "Nope."
saying. Like, how did I
Office.
miss it? But that's just one of those things that missed me. The only thing of Dragon Ball Z, I'm sorry guys, the only thing I've seen is that fucking movie, that wicked shitty movie.
What
that's-
movie?
Well, yeah, right.
Exactly. No.
What movie? I don't
They had
recall
the-
any of this movie ever
Goku
being
was
made.
a white guy, a white kid,
Oh,
white
my
teenager. Movie was shit.
Nope, doesn't ring a bell. I
Yeah.
must have blocked that from my
No,
memories
good.
or something.
Deleted it.
I must have deleted that out of my headspace.
That is like historically one of up there like one of the worst movies. Like people talk about that when you talk about shittiest movies. People bring that Dragon Ball Z movie up.
I wish I hadn't deleted
Wow.
it from my brain. I would be able to talk about it more. But to me, that movie doesn't exist and was never made. So there
I
we
can't
go.
believe that fucking thing. I couldn't believe they did that.
That was something that I don't know what exists. I've never
But
seen that before.
the X-Men comic, I mean the X-Men show. I saw a clip. I don't even know because when I was a kid, I didn't watch X-Men.
Oh,
when I was
really?
a kid, yeah. I watched fucking Batman, the Batman
Yeah.
animated series.
I don't know
You
which
know
one
what
I
I
was
mean?
more. I think I was a Batman animated series more than X-Men. But I think I jived on both of them. But
For me, it's between that and the Spider-Man one
But the
because I
clip-
watch both religiously.
I don't think I watched much Spider-Man.
Yeah, me neither. I
Really?
didn't really catch Spider-Man that
So
much.
we-
a little bit.
Between the three of us, we have all of it. It's just not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's not
scattered. Yeah,
delegated. Yeah. I saw a clip on YouTube of Wolverine being a jackass on the cartoon, and I don't know if it's from the same cartoon. It was old, so I mean,
It probably
Yeah,
was. If it was old, it probably was
Blue and
that
yellow
cartoon.
suits.
Yeah, oh
That's-
yeah,
that's
blue
what
and
it
yellow.
was,
Yeah, he fucking dog. It's a clip. I don't even know what the context is. And they land, and the jet like opens up, and like Cyclops comes out, and Wolverine comes out, and I guess Wolverine just fucking hated Cyclops.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
just
the
didn't
thing.
like
yeah.
him for
He
some
hates
reason.
him.
Oh,
No
yeah.
matter what comic, what show, movie. he
I
doesn't like
thought that was
Cyclops.
hilarious because I didn't know that. You know what I
Really?
mean? So I'm
Yeah.
just watching clips of him just being a douchebag. So he goes up to Cyclops, and Cyclops is like, "Oh, we need to." He's saying something, and Wolverine punches him in the stomach out of nowhere. And Cyclops drops to the ground, and the camera drops with him, so you can only see Wolverine from his waist down. You know, and he's like, "Next time I hit you, it'll be with these," and his claws come out, and I was like, "Jesus Christ, this is a kid's
You're gonna
cartoon.
kill him, yeah.
You're gonna fucking kill this motherfucker."
That's bullying,
I was-
okay?
yeah, right. I was dying, dude. I was dying. I was in my bed while I watched that clip. It was like 15 minutes of him just being a prick, and that was one of them. And I had to watch it like 3 times.
You gotta watch the. Have you seen the I'm the Juggernaut bitch, right? Those clips
In the
in
movie?
the cartoon. No, the cartoon.
Oh, in the cartoon.
You gotta.
No.
Oh man.
No, I don't think I
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that clip.
Immediately after we're gonna watch these immediately after the camera
I'm
stops.
down, yeah.
They are the funniest things. Like they
took the audio.
They redubbed. People redubbed those cartoons into like episodes, and they're amazing. I mean, they're like it's like Internet 1.0 stuff. So you gotta check it out. It's
That
fantastic.
sounds hilarious.
Oh man,
I'm
we
a
used to just
Juggernaut
watch
bitch.
those, and like they dubbed a ton of episodes, but there's like 2 solid episodes where it's gold. It's gold. So I advise anybody listening to you haven't seen that to go watch it. It's great.
That's fun.
Just type in "I'm the Juggernaut bitch" X-Men cartoon, and it comes right up. I guarantee you.
And that Spider-Man cartoon, that was the one where he had the Venom suit on, and he's like, "Shocker!" And Dude, that's the same cartoon that you're talking
That's
about.
the same one. That's what that's from.
That shit was mad
That's what that's
funny.
from.
In the church, when he chases him up, oh my god.
You can't
Dog, if you-
escape
You play it in slow motion. Holy shit! Holy shit!
I
Yeah, I never
remember-
really watched that.
I remember going to see X-Men, the first one, with my dad, and I didn't know what the fuck it was. I remember going in the theater. I didn't know who the X-Men were. I just went in. I watched that movie. Pure. Didn't know anything about it, and I watched that movie, and it just had such an effect on me because I hadn't seen superhero movies like that before.
Nobody had.
That was like the first of its
It
time.
was
That's when they
literally-
started taking shit a little more seriously. And I'll never forget it. Just the beginning scene, not the beginning scene, but in the beginning of the movie with Rogue and Wolverine and he crashes and fucking
that's literally the
Sabretooth
beginning.
shows up. Like, I just think about that.
That is the beginning of the movie. Yeah. It's awesome. That's actually what started off this whole thing because
I was like 4 years old, 5 years old.
Marvel was doing bad. Their comics were nobody was reading them.
Yeah.
And they started selling off their IPs to stay in business. And Fox bought X-Men,
Yep.
made that dope movie, and then everyone went, we should make comic book movies because everyone loved that. And then everyone started buying as many comic books that then they're like, Daredevil, it'll be great. Catwoman, it'll be great. Like Leader, Green Lantern, it'll be great. And then those were all terrible movies.
What's your favorite X-Men movie?
All right, if I had to, my favorite one was probably, it's tough. It's a close tie between X2 and First Class.
First Class, really?
I think those two are the best ones.
My
I like the first one, but they definitely cleaned up in the
Yeah.
second one. I think the second one's probably the best X-Men
That's
movie.
my
More
favorite one.
revised,
X2,
yeah.
X
And
United.
then
Yeah.
they fucked up 3. Just so
Remember
bad.
that Nightcrawler scene right
Yeah,
at the beginning
that's
of the
so good.
movie?
Oh, it's still-
my god!
I gotta
it's
put
so
together a
dope.
list of like the 25 awesome like comic book movie moments, and that's up there.
That has
I
to
just
be.
remember watching that. Like that's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, the way they did that, it's so awesome.
Yeah, he became everyone's favorite fucking X-Men after
Yeah.
that
I mean,
scene. It was
straight
like-
up.
I had I guess I watched a ton of X-Men like the cartoon growing up, and yeah, he was always one of my favorite characters
Me
because
too.
of that teleport shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's so badass.
Yeah.
And that scene was just great.
Yeah, I liked First Class a lot.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the better ones. Days of Future Past was good, but Days of Future Past had a problem. The problem was it was too fucking gloomy. It was too dark. It's like I just had
Compared to the
you
other
had to
ones, yeah.
see the X-Men get fucking ripped in half every now and then.
And you just
It was
know,
like Jesus
and it's
Christ.
like whenever they screw up with continuity in movies, it's like they write movies to go, all right, we're gonna make a bunch of movies out of this, and then they start writing it, and then they go, shit, we got to start like retconning a lot of stuff. What do? Time travel.
X-Men's the perfect example of fucking
Time
up
travel.
continuity.
Like it's. I
Definitely.
mean, you've seen it in the MCU
Yeah.
now. They're like,
Time
Endgame.
travel.
What do? It's like they've got to break glass in case of emergency. Time travel. They're like,
Yep.
Time travel.
But they had
travel.
it good in Endgame. They
Yeah.
fucked it up at the end of Endgame.
Yeah.
They had it
Oh, the
good.
time travel shit was so dope.
And they
That's so
tried-
dope in
was
Endgame.
all over the place.
It was good how they performed it, but it was like as soon as I was like, they're gonna time travel stuff. I'm like, come on, guys, you can do something a little bit better than this.
I know. Oh,
I
they could have done
predicted
so
there was going to be some sort of time travel. I kind
The
of
quantum
kind of
realm
thought,
and-
yeah,
yeah.
Well, apparently, like everyone's like, well, Spider-Man's gonna come back.
I know,
I guess
right?
not.
He came back for a while.
Yeah, for a movie.
Well, same with Black Panther. As soon as he went, I'm like, he's gonna come back. You just made $1 billion
Yeah.
off
yeah.
him a year
That's the
prior.
thing. They, like the characters that got dusted had sequels coming. It's
Yeah.
like, well, fuck. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
but
so-
see, that's to us. We know that.
Yeah, the general
My
movie
dad
audience
doesn't
isn't
know that
into it.
shit,
Like,
you
yeah.
know what
I
I
feel
mean?
like everybody they kind of knew like
No, there were some people at
Black
work I
Panther,
remember
though.
talking to, and they're like, they killed Spider-Man, they killed Black Panther, and I'm like, wow, you're
Yeah,
taking that different. I saw it, and I was like, oh, okay. Well,
Well, I think
sucks.
I think Black Panther is the one where it's obvious that he's gonna come back, but
Yeah.
for like no one thinks the Winter Soldier. He could be dead, and there's people like, all right, yeah, he fucking died.
I guess Black
he was
Panther and
he was in
Spider-Man
that.
were the
Wait,
two.
he was in that movie.
yeah, right. Like,
He
you know,
came back?
the
I don't even
fuck?
remember him.
Yeah, so there's certain characters I could see.
Good thing they didn't like build him up as like a primary character throughout movies prior, and then ditch him at the end. Right? They didn't do that.
Oh Jesus.
Jesus Christ! Never seen anything flip so much. Like,
You know,
Winter
someone-
Soldier's important. Remember him.
Yeah, dude, the second I don't even like Captain America Winter Soldier. It was called the Winter Soldier, and he's barely in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Barely in that fucking movie.
But it sets up like a character that you want to like. You almost
I mean, yeah,
miss seeing him. You're like, I want to see him. So it's like at least it's building it up. But then in Infinity War, they're kind of just like, we'll just show
he was
you.
gone.
You're not even that.
Yeah, yeah.
important
But I think
anymore.
they built him up for Civil War.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted
Yeah.
to build him up for. And after Civil War, he had served his purpose. That was
essentially.
it.
I don't know why
You
they
what
didn't
I
just
mean?
kill him then.
I've
They were
never-
gonna make him-
Seriously, yeah, he could.
But I guess
Iron Man
they're
could have
making
clipped him.
the Winter Soldier and
Falcon,
Falcon movie.
Falcon. God damn it! I ain't calling
I
him
would,
Captain.
I would love
I
to
don't
see
see
it.
Fuck.
I would love to see a Captain Falcon movie.
Well, yeah.
Falcon.
Oh my god.
An F-Zero
Oh my
movie?
God.
That'd be great.
Captain Falcon just comes out of nowhere. Him in the MCU.
Just starts Falcon punching everybody.
Oh my god, that'd be fire.
Oh man.
No pun
Why didn't they
intended.
made a F-Zero movie? I'm surprised. They're digging up all these old ass crappy IPs. Bring some
Oh,
cool
that'd be
ones.
shitty. They'd try to make it CG like live action Captain Falcon look fucked
Just
up. It's like Sonic.
Tom Hardy in it because you won't see his face. Just-
Like,
oh god, Sonic. Is that still coming out?
No, yeah, they did,
Yeah,
but
it
they
is.
fixed
They
it.
delayed it because they had to go
They
in
fixed
and
it.
fix it, and yeah.
He looked. He looked. I don't even know.
He
looked
looked so
scary.
bad that
Like,
I was like, who approved of this? Who was like, yep, that's it. That's what we're going for. Like, if someone showed me that before the trailer came out, and like I was one of like the executives, I'd be like, guys, we can't. We
Like,
can't
are you
do
serious?
that.
Like, this is a
Like,
beta
They didn't
thing.
tell
Yeah.
anybody. Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
ask anybody because I watched
Right.
the trailer and went, ew.
Yeah, like,
Ew, what is
the
that?
It's fucking creepy. Like, what the fuck is that thing? That's
And
not
then
Sonic.
Immediately on Reddit, someone was like fixed, and it was just 10 times. You're like, oh, that's way better.
Yo,
Yeah,
how did you
yeah.
do
It was
that?
just Sonic from the game. It was just him in there, and I'm like, wow, I'll watch
Better.
that.
Yeah,
I'll
like,
watch
why didn't you do that?
I
Yeah.
saw him checking the time with his foot, and I'm like, that's fucking Sonic. That's 100% him.
So much
how,
better.
How do they come up with that shit? How do you even butcher the character like that? Yo, we're gonna give him like human-like legs. They made his eyes like fucking Pac-Man. I don't know. I couldn't believe how they did that.
I expected this stuff mid 2000s, late 90s, when it's like you got these corporate dudes that don't know what they're doing, just seeing it as money signs. Like, yeah, we'll make a fucking
Sonic,
we'll make a Mario Brothers movie. Kids like the Mario
fuck,
Brothers,
yeah,
right? And you're
fuck,
like,
send it, yeah.
what? No, we don't want that on the screen. But it's like the people that are in charge now grew up doing this. Like, there's no. How did you look at that and go, that looks good?
Yeah.
looks fine. I like that.
Yeah.
No one likes that. No one likes that.
Looks like
So bad.
shit.
So bad.
They need to make a fucking Gears of War movie now.
I feel
Now
like
I
they're
think
going
they
to
could do it.
So was Dave Bautista in that game?
Not that I know of. No.
No, they didn't show him. at
Not
all?
that I know.
No, I
of.
think
He
he's in
must
the
be a
next.
DLC
I think he's going to
character
be in the
then.
next one or something.
Is
I
it
saw that
because
too.
there's a video of him and he's like fucking finally?
Yeah.
And
Unless
they
he
showed him-
voices a character that I just didn't pick it up
No,
on.
it's supposed to be Dave Bautista.
Man, you know,
So maybe he's a DLC character coming
Kinda
out.
done
That's
with
what the
these.
video showed.
kind of done with these video game movies, though. I'm not gonna lie. None
too.
of them have been good.
None of them are
yeah.
fucking good. They're making a sequel to that Tomb Raider, and I heard that Tomb Raider movie sucked.
It
Yeah.
wasn't good. No.
So who approved
you know,
that shit?
you know what the problem with Tomb Raider was? Because everyone's like, oh, it's like Uncharted.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I mean the games. Games are not as popular as the Uncharted games. Not by a
Well,
long shot.
Yeah, currently popular.
Currently. I mean, like Tomb Raider,
yeah.
the last
Because Uncharted
trilogy.
is Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
going
but-
back, Uncharted.
like my
ripped
mom
off-
knows who Tomb Raider
the
is.
classic
Yeah.
Tomb Raiders are.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
But I mean, like the trilogy, the last three Tomb Raiders that THQ or Square Enix
I didn't even
made.
play the latest one. I didn't like the second one. I liked the first one. Didn't like the second one. Didn't play the third
Well, they
one.
came out with the first one, and
No, it's
everyone
not Naughty
was-
Dog.
Naughty Dog. Well, Naughty Dog did the Uncharted.
Okay,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about Tomb Raider. Yep.
Tomb Raider, yeah, it was Square Enix,
Yep.
and they did the first one, and it was like, okay, yeah, this is like
Right,
Uncharted.
Rise of Tomb Raider.
No, it was just called Tomb Raider.
Okay, yeah.
And the second one was called Rise of the Tomb Raider, and the first one was like, oh, this is like Uncharted 3.
Why
Like
can't they
Uncharted
get
2.
these names correct?
You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
why? What is going on?
And I was like, I'm playing the game, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I like it. You know, the second one came out, spent $60 on it. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking. This is like Uncharted, but there's a bitch instead of a guy. It's like you know, I could get into this, you know.
A hell of a thing to sell them. It's like Uncharted, but it's a bitch.
There's
Got my
chick.
money.
Yeah, like, I'll do it because I didn't have a PlayStation. It was exclusive.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I know that an Xbox, so that was the fucking thing for me. You know, I'm playing it. I played maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm like, fuck this.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, no, second one. I beat the whole first one. The second one.
Yeah,
I
same.
spent $60 on it. Played it for 2 hours. I installed it from the Xbox. Never played it again. Didn't understand why. Didn't think about it again. I watched this guy on YouTube and he was explaining, you know, Tomb Raider and everything, and I'm like, oh, you know, son of a bitch. She has no fucking personality.
Yeah.
Like what's his name
Agreed.
from Uncharted?
Nathan Drake.
Nathan.
Yeah.
He is the reason why you
Games are
play
good,
that
yeah.
fucking game.
You're attached to that character.
And the first
yeah.
one, I didn't play the first one, but I heard the first one's good because you kind of learn where she comes from, and like when you have to kill somebody, like into the game, and it's like it makes you like, oh shit.
I think the first one
Yeah.
was really good.
Yeah.
I really got into that first one. I beat the second one, but I didn't like it. And then the third one came out, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not even going to waste my
too
time.
boring.
Yeah.
She just goes around and does shit and just shuts the fuck up. She doesn't have a
It's not
conflict.
as good as that
it doesn't
first
have any.
one, really. It's just
Yeah.
like the first one with different maps. That's what it felt like to me when I was playing it. I'm like, I'm not even having fun. The story of the first one was fire.
Yeah, it was more
you know
compelling.
What I mean?
And it was the same with Far Cry 3. When they came back and they reinvented Far Cry, and Far Cry was this like open world thing. Ubisoft had their shit going on. You played as this kid who fucking didn't know how to. He couldn't hurt a fly. And next thing you know, he has to kill someone. He's all nervous, and you know, as you level up, he gets more confident. You're like, oh, you're getting into the character. And then Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5, Far Cry Primal, Far Cry this, Far Cry that, and it's like, yo, you fucking completely fucked the whole franchise up. The characters I don't even know or
Who
care
does the
about.
Far Cry games?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft?
Ubisoft, yeah.
Ubisoft.
I don't. They're such a hit or miss. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I don't trust them enough to just blindly go into a game.
Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
If they drop Splinter Cell, I'll buy it. I don't
Well,
give a
I
fuck.
like. I'm really a fan of the.
You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck.
the Ghost Recon games. I
Ghost
love
Recon,
those games. But I can understand like why they're not great. Even like the Division games are pretty fun. But
Oh, you like the Division?
Yeah, I liked it.
I got the first one. I did not like it. I played it for about a week, and I was like, I don't know. I wasn't having fun, which is weird because I like the trailers. I watched plenty of hours of gameplay. I was like, this looks fun, you know. And I bought it day it came out, played it for about a week, and I didn't touch it anymore.
Yeah, I
a
beat
movie
it with a
coming to
couple
that,
friends, and that's where it's always better is when
Play
you're playing with a group of friends. Like I'm so much of a social gamer now. If no one else is playing, I'm kind of like, all right. Like I just fired up Skyrim again, and
Oh
it's,
no shit!
I'm like probably 12 hours in, and I'm like, real game. If I just sat there and played, I'm probably like 3. So I just get so distracted. Still, like I'm like, all right, beat the main campaign. What was I doing? Shit, I still haven't beat that game. I've probably like 200 hours into it, and I've never beat it.
Yeah, it's one of those games, dude. Skyrim's one of those fucking games.
You're
You have
either
DLC.
all in or you're
Yeah.
not.
But
Yeah.
back, to the
You gotta
multiplayer
give it
thing.
all.
I'm so much of like the new Call of Duty's coming out, and I know a group of my friends will get together and we'll all just bash on that for a while. The new
miss
Ghost
those
Recon's
days.
coming out, and we'll get together probably for a little while and play that. But it's probably gonna be a giant waste of $60 because I'll play it for a week and then be out on it.
Yeah,
I kind of
that's
wish
the
I
thing.
liked Call of Duty still. You know, I just think about the old days playing with all my friends, but man, I'm just so done with that.
Yeah.
I'm so done with Call of Duty. I'm tired of paying $60 for the same fucking game over and over.
Yeah.
That was basically the way I saw it. I'm like, it's just different maps, new guns, and then they really started pushing the futuristic shit. Like everyone was
Yeah.
future. Like, no, I like that like modern warfare type shit.
Well, they're
Like,
doing the new. They're redoing Modern Warfare.
yeah, we'll see. People say
Yeah.
it's really, really good.
yeah,
I might check it out.
Yeah, but
like,
you know they've been saying it's really good for a long time now. It's still Call of
Yeah,
Duty.
IGN fucking loves Call of Duty. You
Well, the
notice
latest
that
one,
shit?
The latest
Oh,
one. Did
yeah.
you hear what they said about the latest one though?
No, I haven't seen it.
A bunch of cocked out fucking reviewers went and looked at the game at some hotel or whatever. And it was like the sneak peek.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, no, you know what? It's too graphic. It's too hard.
I'm sorry, what?
Too serious. It's too realistic. It gave me anxiety. when I was playing it. I didn't like
Just
it.
a big.
And I'm like, what the fuck is the problem? So I'm listening to what they're saying. They're like, yeah, you know, you're going through high rises and apartments, and there's like hostages. You don't know who's an enemy and who's an actual person.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
Sounds
right.
fire,
Exactly.
yeah.
Sounds like the best fucking Call of Duty you guys ever put out, right? And like, you know, it's just like so much tension, and it's like the guns look so real, and it's like, oh, I accidentally shot an innocent guy and I killed him. And I was like, oh, fucked up. It's like, stop being a pussy. Like, that's dope as hell. And then I saw I don't know if you've watched any gameplay of it, but like,
I haven't seen it.
I've seen multiplayer gameplay. I haven't seen like
Actually,
the
yes,
storyline
I did
gameplay.
see multiplayer gameplay on
the
Facebook.
guns and the way they shoot them is different. They retweaked their whole fucking engine.
I think they're leaning more into like the Battlefield mechanic where they have
Yeah.
like slight bullet drop
Yeah.
and like
There's
Battlefield
bullet
was dope.
delay, bullet drop,
when
and
your gun sways more when you move.
Yeah.
So it's not as like
yeah, exactly.
it's getting less away from Halo and more towards Battlefield, which is amazing. I love that more because
Battlefield's
Battlefield's my
It
shit.
was. That surprised me. I wasn't even into Battlefield games.
I wasn't either. And then
And I
one
checked out
came out.
Battlefield 1, and
yeah.
I was
And that
like,
hooked me. I was like, Call of what?
straight. That was the moment I'm like, why would I ever
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
Call of Duty again? When
The only reason I
played
even-
Battlefield 1.
Exactly.
Like,
The
oh
only
my
reason I
God.
ever got back into Call of Duty was when they came out with the blackout mode when
Oh,
like, everyone
yeah.
was playing battle royales.
Were the other Battlefield games as good as Battlefield? Because I had
Yes.
never played Battlefield
Yes.
Yeah.
before Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 4 and
Is it?
Battlefield 3 were fucking good.
Man,
Battlefield
check out some
4
more
is still
Battlefield.
regarded as the best Battlefield.
Yeah.
And then 1, some people didn't like 1 because of the like weapons. Obviously, they're
World War
it's
I,
less. Yeah, it's less.
That's
Attack. There's
kinda
less
like what I
things.
liked about
But
it.
I love that those guns, man. I love
Yeah.
Battlefield 1.
and
then,
Battlefield 5 was a stick in the mud.
yeah, I bought it and I played it twice. That one really burnt me. I
They
literally
put a woman on the front of a World War II game. A
yeah,
blonde
why? I don't
woman.
want any skirts there, man.
The
There was no
fuck?
women in World War II. No, that doesn't bother me. I just because
That bothered me. That's not fucking accurate. You're making an accurate World War II game.
Yeah,
you
but I
gotta
don't-
put a woman in the front, a blonde woman
I
with
didn't even
war
know that.
paint.
yeah,
The
see,
fuck outta
I
here.
don't care about that. I don't care to get into the minutia of like I don't care if she was a lesbian. I don't care if she was
Well, the,
questionable. I don't care what her sexual orientation was. It was character. Cool. Matter of fact, when I play games, sometimes I'll select the female just because it makes me look at the game a little bit differently for some reason.
Yeah.
Like when I went through Ghost Recon Wildlands, I played it as a girl, and a couple of my friends gave me shit. They're like, "Why are you a chick?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm a
Why
badass
not?
chick.
sometimes
I'm a badass
Yeah, why
chick,
not?
dude. Fucking shooting everybody. That's pretty awesome."
For
Like,
the most
sometimes-
part,
wouldn't
I'm
that be the
exact
worst if
same
you're
way.
a bunch of security guards get their fucking throat slit by some badass chick with tats and half shaved head? That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, that
it's
is awesome.
different.
For the
It's
most part,
And I was
different.
like,
I'm the
and
exact
I'm
same
more
way,
petite.
but
And
that-
I'm like, I'm more petite
know
and
that.
hide around these corners a lot better. So screw you, man.
yeah, that too. A lot of people in Gears of War would like to pick the females because they have a smaller hitbox.
Yeah, the hit detection, unless the hit
What,
detection
really?
is right.
Yeah. The woman's smaller.
Yeah.
than,
That's
you know, the
cool. That's
guys,
kind of
and-
cool. How they
Yeah,
did
well, like
that.
in
What?
Gears of War, those would be the most terrible people to send in. A big lumbering 6'5" dude, send him into a war zone.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like, oh, look at those giant dudes over there. Let's shoot over there. Those
He's a
giant
fucking
assholes.
boulder. He's gonna take everything.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You're not gonna miss him. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I understood that. No, but World War II. If you're trying to sell me a game that you pride yourself on accuracy, then you just can't have it.
Yeah.
They had a fucking woman in the trailer with a prosthetic arm running around with fucking what?
You could have females in the World War II games. It'd just be a different game. It'd be like Bullet Creator,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like Tank Mechanic,
Right, yeah,
it
but it
back
wouldn't
in
be
the States, it'd be
No,
like
we're not.
a job
Certainly,
simulator.
The problem certainly isn't women in World War II, in a World War II game.
Battlefield nurse.
Yeah, right.
In
You
the
know what I
game
mean?
in
It's
general.
not. It's not
Yeah.
that. It's that. They want to make an accurate experience. They pride themselves on the experience. They want to say we want to get the names correct. We want the badges correct. We want
Yep.
the weapons correct with the factions. Then why the fuck is there a blonde woman running around with a fucking
Yeah, it kinda goes
prosthetic
against what you're
arm?
doing.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
It kind of reminds
I mean,
me of Cyberpunk with the numbers flying off them. I know it's not.
It
It's nothing to do
breaks
with
the
women,
immersion.
but it breaks what they're
completely breaks the
going
immersion.
for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see numbers popping off a motherfucker, but it's like,
Yeah.
aren't I supposed to be?
They tried to be too like they tried to swing it politically, so because you
Exactly,
can't, you just
that's
can,
the thing.
nowadays you cannot make a game and not include a black, Chinese,
Yeah.
Asian, whatever.
Which
They
is
did,
fucking
they did the same
ridiculous.
thing in Call of Duty. You could be a fucking black woman in the Nazi party.
yeah.
What?
Those don't exist.
Like, it's just so stupid. It's like, dog, I mean, I have my buddy that Just kidding. My
fucked me
buddy,
all up.
my buddy Taylor. You know Taylor. I'm sure you've met him a couple times. We play Rainbow Six Siege all the time. We play Siege all the time. He is into the realism of the game.
Yeah.
Like he will look at the operators and he'll look at the badges and he'll look at their outfit and he'll look that shit up and he's into that shit. He's into history.
He should go into the game design and be like, that's wrong.
Yeah. He sees something and there was something about the Rainbow Six Siege. It was a Polish operator, but for some reason one of their badges was in English. It wasn't in Polish for whatever reason. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, that fucks up the whole,
done.
He's just completely like, I don't know. I'm going to play as this character, I guess. That's going to bother me every time. Dude, he saw Battlefield 5. He saw the blonde woman on the cover. He's like, the fuck out of here. Like, are you kidding me? I'm not doing that.
Black woman. I'm gonna think about that shit all week. That's mad funny. That makes me want to play that shit. Like, yeah, I want to be a black woman running through some
Hell
Nazis.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah. That was Call of Duty World War II.
World War II.
When they did the World War II shit again.
I
in
almost
multiplayer.
got that game too.
liked it.
When I
I
saw
liked
the
that one.
trailers, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh fuck,
Well,
Call of Duty might
well-
be back on their shit." But I never actually checked it out.
Well, the thing
People
is,
like it though.
the campaign was historically accurate for the most part. They had issues with the guns. If you killed the Germans, they had Russian weapons on them for some reason at a wrong time in history. Didn't make any fucking sense. But for the most part, it was solid. The multiplayer is where it got crazy. The multiplayer, you could be whatever you want. Doesn't matter. And it's like, what
I guess that's where you can have a little bit of leeway, a little bit to work with. Like the campaign, like you got to be accurate. Multiplayer, it's like you can have a little bit of fun. I
tweak it a little
guess.
bit.
Yeah,
They're going
Right.
to take their liberties and making it because, again, the problem my brother has playing him is he was in the military and he always complains about it. I'm like, dude, you can't have like certain guns just be so much better than other guns. You have to build a
game.
you have to build it out. You can't just everyone's running around with M16s. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
You have to build plus and minuses, and weapon balancing is always an issue. Always an issue with every game. There's always some guns that are going to be OP as shit compared to
for sure.
So that stuff doesn't really bother me, but I could see how if you want to go for realism, it would bother
Immersion.
somebody. Yeah, the immersion of it would take you out. But again, if you're looking for a realistic shooter, why are you playing Call of Duty? It's not a realistic shooter.
It's
Why
not.
are you playing?
Well, if you're doing a World War II thing, then historically accurate is important. It's not
I
realistic,
think they try to
but
be as
it's-
accurate as they can be.
And they were accurate.
But
in
at
the
times
campaign,
they're gonna
you
have
know?
to take liberties because some things just were crap. Like some guns in World War
Yeah.
II were just utter shit. Like there's a rifle that the Russians used to use, and they would literally just not even use it because it wasn't worth it because it would just jam immediately. Because I'm a pretty big World War II buff. I love World War II stuff, and watching like a bunch of stuff on Netflix, and learning about this shit that there was guns that Russians would be like, nope, we don't even use. Like, we literally will go into battle, and as soon as you kill somebody, you take their gun because this gun's
It's
such
gonna be
trash.
better than the
Yeah.
I have a Mosin. I have a Mosin Nagant from World War II.
Okay.
Well, it was made in 1922, something like that. Russian rifle.
Nice.
I used to
love
be
it.
so
It's
on
my
my
favorite.
shit with like the guns with Call of Duty. Yeah, I got this fucking gun. I got this fucking attachment. Like I used to be on my shit. Know the Black Ops specifically.
The classes and loadouts.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
These are
yeah.
the perks that I have for the fucking.
You can go in. You can get real crazy with it. Yeah.
I miss the old days when I was really. It was like Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Like when I was just really into that, and everybody
was.
Well, then again, a lot of people still really are into Call
Yeah,
of
they
Duty.
are.
I'm in the minority of people who really fell off of the Call
I'd
of
say
Duty
I'm right
bandwagon.
outside of that, like, huge into it. Like, I don't really have the time to play it anymore, and that's the problem. Because, like, when I get into something, I like to really, like, put my teeth into it and really get into it, but I just don't have the time.
There's some
so-
people who love every Call of Duty game no matter
Yep.
what. Like Ryan, my cousin Ryan. Any Call of Duty game that comes out, he buys it right off the bat. Doesn't give a fuck, and he loves it thoroughly. He loved Black Ops 3. I played Black Ops 3, and I'm like, oh my
See,
God.
I happen to. That's one of my more favorite Call of Duties of all time.
Is the
I
third
loved
Black
it.
Ops?
I loved
Really?
It. Yep.
That
I think they nailed
shocks
the
me. I
moving.
thought that game was so
Yeah.
bad.
I played the
even.
hell out of it. I don't care. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed
At the end of the
Black
day,
Ops
it's all
2, which
it's all
I hear a
about.
lot of people
If you
didn't
enjoy it.
enjoy
Have
it.
a good time.
Yeah.
So what if you like shit?
Yeah. I mean, if you like something, good for you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna
You're an
be
idiot.
like, yo, you shouldn't like this because of this. Yeah.
Good for you. You're an idiot, but you
Dumb
like
as
it.
fuck. Yeah, no, Halo Reach. Remember we used to play Halo
Of
Reach?
course,
Did you ever
of
play
course.
Halo Reach?
I did play Halo.
Halo
Reach.
3
I actually, you know
and
what's
Halo
crazy?
Reach.
I just looked on my phone and on these memories in Facebook. It brings up stuff from the years past, and it literally today I remember seeing it. It said, "Can't wait to get out of work. Halo Reach tonight at 10." And I was like, wow, holy shit.
How many years ago was that?
I don't even know. I think I want to say like 8.
Yeah, getting out of
Yeah.
school for us, getting out of fucking high
Remember
school, going home playing
Back
Reach.
in the days,
like,
waiting in line for games to come out at
Yeah.
midnight at GameStop, man.
Yeah.
Now
I
it's
borrowed
like,
it from you. That's how I played Reach. You were like, yo, I know you're not into Halo, but maybe you should check this Halo game out. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I played Reach, and I beat the fucking shit. I fucking played online. Like, I got really into Reach, for sure.
Reach was fun.
Yeah.
The ending was awesome with that
Yeah,
game, too.
Oh, it was so dope. The ending, that was dope.
I didn't care for ODST.
Yeah, ODST was okay.
I don't think I played
I
that one.
think they had a
When
cool
he plays
concept.
like a normal
You play as
Oh,
Marine.
wait,
ODST.
no. I did play ODST.
Yeah.
I didn't play through it, but I have played ODST.
It was like one of those. It's one of those games you realize pretty quickly. You're like, oh, I'm not a Spartan.
Yeah.
I'm just a dude. This is
Yeah.
not as good. I don't like this.
Yeah, it was
But-
different.
And it was cool. Like some of it was cool because it made you play differently. Like when you're Master Chief, you just kind of I just
go in there. Yeah.
But when you're just a Marine, you're like, well, I can only get shot like 4 times and I'm dead.
Yeah,
Shit.
you don't have shields. You don't have any of
Don't
that
you play as a
shit.
Spartan in that at the end of that one, or a Spartan shows up or something?
And ODST?
I feel like there's a part where you, like a Spartan shows up and you have to like help him kill people, and he's just fucking mowing people down. And
Perhaps.
you're like, can I be that?
Probably.
Can I do that?
Probably.
Get me out of this stupid human body.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no, I mean, it had a good concept. That's what I liked about it.
I did like the
and-
orbital, like the name, the orbital
Yeah.
deployment special teams or something.
Shock troopers.
Shock troopers.
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
that was cool. Where you just drop down and like wherever and stuff. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
and the city, seeing the city at nighttime and like after
That's what I
Halo
remember
2
from it,
and
is seeing the city at night. That's what I think of when I'm thinking of that
the
game.
silence SMG. They had a good concept with it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was as good as Reach, but I brought that up because you could play as Emile, the EVA Spartan with the skull
Yeah,
that he
yep.
used to fucking have. You could play as him in Gears of War 5.
Oh, that's right. I heard that. Yeah, I heard
God, yeah.
cool.
That's
pretty cool.
So fucking dope. I saw that. I'm like, well, fuck it. And you can play as Cat, the bitch
Sold.
with it's the woman
Yeah.
Spartan who gets shot in the head in the fucking campaign
Yeah.
with the prosthetic.
Spoilers,
arm.
man. Jesus.
I know, right? For a-
Spoiler alert.
for
From a
8-year-old
10-year-old game.
yeah.
If you haven't played it now, I mean, fuck off.
Fuck, yeah, fuck yourself.
Go get yourself a Xbox 360.
Yep. Go down to fucking, I don't even know.
Go on a Funko
Cash
Land.
converters,
Go down to
yeah.
Funko Land.
Yeah.
Go to Electronic Boutique.
Yeah.
Buy yourself an Xbox 360 Elite version.
Go on eBay,
God damn.
get the Reach edition. Are we done? Are we done? Jesus Christ.
I did have one more topic I wanted to
Fuck
bring
your
up.
topic.
Shuts my off. Gets up. I was thinking about
I could toss the mic right at the break a whole bunch of stuff on my
that would
way
actually. I'd be upset that my mic was broken, but that'd be a cool shot, you know?
cool,
That's
yeah.
how the episode ends. You
Yeah.
throw the fucking mic at the camera and it just falls over and then
Yeah.
fucking I was thinking about like action heroes and those classic action heroes like Jean-Claude Van Damme, fucking what's his name? Steven Seagal, and I was just thinking about that and I was like, who would be like my favorite action hero? And that's my question to you guys. Like, who's your favorite action hero movie star?
Jason Statham.
Is he considered a action
I think
hero
so.
though?
I think so.
Oh, a hero? I don't
I don't know
know.
about
That's-
hero, but action star
Okay.
in general.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't call him a hero.
Like I'd say Arnold Schwarzenegger would be an action star. Even The Rock now.
Yeah,
The
Rock's the
an
hype,
action
yeah.
star. Like people
100%.
like that. Yeah.
He's like the last action hero, which is a spoiler. That's my Arnie. I gotta go with Arnie because of
Yeah.
everything. Just just, if you think of action movie hero, action movie star, he's the
He's the
prototypical
epitome-
person.
yeah, epitome
and it
of-
just you mix it with the voice, and it just it's him.
Yeah.
it's got
It's
it. I
funny you
like
say that.
other
That's-
ones.
That's my pick too. I was
But
thinking
it's
about
gotta
him. Like
be him.
I like out of the amount of movies because I love Jason Statham. I love him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I'm thinking about the movies that I'll actually sit down because I don't like every one of his movies. But Arnold, Jason Statham.
Oh.
But Arnold, it's like there's so many movies that he's been in that I love, especially the old ones. Because now you try to put him in shit, and it's like I don't want to see you anymore. But like,
go away.
he would probably be my favorite. Thinking about like my childhood and stuff.
I liked Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator and Terminator. Those are the ones, you know. After that, what else did I really?
Kindergarten Cop. I like Kindergarten Cop.
I like more. I'm more. I like him more.
Which isn't the.
I like him
movie,
more
but
for
I
the
like it.
comedy aspect of it, like the ridiculousness of it. Like I just watched Jingle All the Way last
Oh,
year, and just the fact that like he's this 6'5" Austrian dude who has, and the fact that nobody recognizes him, like when he's on stage with the thing, like he's just I am Turbo Man. You're like, that's my husband. Like if you're the wife, you're like, that's my husband. Like, how do you not recognize who that is? Like, or the kid, like, oh yeah, that's totally my dad. Look at him, you can see, and it just
I like that movie.
It
I like that movie.
and
The other one actually was Total Recall.
Yeah,
That
Total
was
Recall's
Recall.
awesome.
Total Recall, Predator, and Terminator. That's what I like. But at Jason Statham, it's like I like the Transporter movies, and I like Crank, and I like Death Race.
I love Crank. I love the first Crank. Crank 2, I like.
Crank 2,
but-
I actually like that one
Yeah,
too.
I
you know
like
what
Crank 2, but the first
one
Crank.
was-
Oh man.
And that movie Safe. Did you ever see that movie Safe
Yes.
with Jason Statham?
Yep, Safe.
I don't think I saw that
one. Oh no, that's War. I'm thinking of War with
War
Jet Li.
was another
That was a
one.
good
War was
one
a good
too.
one.
With Jet Li.
You know what I mean? And it's like I probably like more
What was
Jason
that other
Statham movies than I
movie
do
he
Arnold
was in with
Schwarzenegger
Jet
movies.
Li? The One. You ever see The One?
One was wild, yeah.
Yeah, I
They
used to
like,
love
kill
that
all
movie.
the
My dad
other
and I
ones.
used to watch that movie.
Yeah.
The one. There's a whole bunch of different Jet Lis and
Yeah, he's gotta
yeah.
kill him, and he becomes stronger every time he kills one. Yeah,
Oh, that movie was
so
it
probably
was,
bad.
It was out there, but it was dope.
I like to go back and watch some of these movies with like a grown up mind and go, oh,
Like,
It
holy
fucks
fuck.
with you. I've
wasn't
done it
that
with
good.
some things, going back and watching movies that I loved as a kid and watching them as I'm older, and I'm like, wow.
yeah,
Like, if you
I
show
thought
me
this
it for
was
the
dope.
first time
What
now,
the
it's
fuck?
like, no, I'm good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I feel like Jason Statham just because I like more of the movies. But I mean, I do
So
like.
did you like Hobbs and Shaw?
I didn't see
I
it.
didn't see it. But
see it.
no, it's funny. I'm going. I don't watch the Fast and Furious movies. I'm not.
You're missing out.
I'm not into those. I mean, I like the first Fast and Furious, and I was really into Tokyo Drift. I was
Yep.
in like middle
That was the
school.
big
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I
and I
love
was
Tokyo
really
Drift.
into Tokyo Drift, but they kind of lost me when it got to this crazy action stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not good, but I just was kind of like, I don't know. I kind of like when it was just about racing, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, so I kind of fell off. But when I saw the trailer for Hobbs and Shaw, I'm like, The Rock and Jason Statham. I'm gonna watch it eventually.
It's
for sure.
So, my stance on it, right? Love the very first Fast and Furious was great. I thought it was a great movie. Pretty sure it still holds up. I haven't seen it in a few years, but pretty sure it still holds up and it's pretty good. Then the second one, don't like that.
Yeah.
The third one, for some reason, I don't know what it was. Maybe like the time where I was at in my life, I really enjoyed it. I don't think it's a good movie. I think it's really kitschy and got a lot of stupid crap going on in it. But for some reason, it's just one of those movies I love it. I watched it a ton when I was growing up. Just like I've always been somebody that puts stuff on in the background, and especially movies that just kind of replay. You don't need to hit play on them. I just go, yeah, you could just play for 17 days straight, and I'm just going to live my life and do this, and I'll just keep popping in and watching it. And then, like you said, once they started going like, oh, they're like street racers, but they're also like kind of undercover action heroes.
Vin Diesel's like indestructible.
Between like 4 and like 5, 6, I was like, these are awful movies. And then something just clicked one day, and I was watching it, and I was just like, they don't care anymore. They just don't care anymore.
They're
Like,
having fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I respect that. Like, as a movie that's just set out to be like, they're just fucking doing whatever they want.
blowing shit up.
And these movies are
I
making
love it.
fucking money.
I love it. Like the director, one of the directors was like, so have you thought about sending him to space? And he was just like, I mean, why not? And I'm like, yes.
So funny that you
Yes,
said
do
that. I was going to mention. I'm like, I feel
Do
like
it.
one day they're gonna end up in space because
100%.
just how it's getting
Just
so out there. Go
Do
fucking
it.
figure
I'll go
it.
see it. I
might have
love
to
it.
see that one.
But Hobbs and Shaw is like they took the soup of Fast and Furious and they got an eyedropper and they went down to the bottom, all the nice little salty goodness, and pulled that out and dropped it. We're like, there you go, you eat that, and you're like, yep, okay. Like I said, like you go into those movies and you take your brain out, put it on your seat, and you go, all right, I'll be back
like
for you
Idris
later, buddy.
Elba's like a
I'll be back.
superhero in that movie, basically, right?
He
yeah,
literally
he's a super
was.
soldier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a super soldier.
It's like holy shit.
And I'm like, I
Dope as
love
fuck.
this. It's
think about that,
stupid.
though.
It's over the top. There's just explosions and dumbness, but it's the best. The effects look amazing. It looks good. The CGI looks flawless.
The budget is
Down.
Oh, it's crazy.
Oh, it's just they
Crazy,
just like
yeah.
they just go film it and we'll just write a check. Like
yeah,
you fill in
fuck,
whatever
It's
you
crazy
need.
to
Put
think
what
of
you
the
need on
first one and then think of the more
Where they are
recent
now.
ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's just
Night and day.
completely
Night and day.
different.
the one where they dragged the safe through the streets.
I think that was 6. I don't
Yeah,
even know.
that was
One
a
of them.
more
Was
recent
that
one.
5? I think it was 5.
I've seen a
Fast
clip
5
of
or
that
some
on
shit.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I went to the theaters to see that
Oh, you
movie.
saw that
and
one?
I liked it. I was like, yeah, fuck
Is
yeah,
that the
this
one
is dope.
where The Rock fights Jason Statham
Yeah.
on the roof?
No,
Yeah.
no. It was The Rock fights Vin
Vin
Diesel.
Diesel on the roof. That's
Who
right. Yeah.
hate each other apparently. Did you
Yes.
They don't like each other.
know? FYI,
Yeah, that's the
did you
whole
know? Little
thing, yeah.
fact: they have in their contracts like they can only be beat up so much. Like they have to. Every punch that they take has to be like recorded. Like so, neither one of them get beat up more than the other.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
insane. It's insane. Like
I'm surprised those two don't like each other either because they're pretty.
What do they
the
don't like
same
each other
person.
over?
I don't remember. Man, I wish I like.
Yeah, I remember hearing the whole backstory to it.
I think it was just like because now Vin Diesel's part of like he's like the director almost. Like he has a lot of creative.
Oh yeah,
things.
he's one of like executive producers.
Yeah, he's like
on
the
that
executive
now, yeah.
producer, which doesn't mean a lot in a lot of movies, but in that movie, it's
It
like his baby
depends.
now. It's like he's has stake in it. So I think he was just upset with the road they wanted to take with like The Rock being the real badass and him just being like the street badass.
Like jealousy
And
kind of
didn't
came
want to
in.
get one over on each other, so there's a lot of like creative differences they had in that style. That's why they literally don't even film scenes together anymore. Like you don't see them.
That's
at
a
all.
damn shame because Vin Diesel, The Rock.
Oh, I
shit.
heard isn't The Rock beefing with Tyrese now?
Everyone's beefing with
Tyrese
No,
was like
Tyrese
Hobbs
versus
and
the
Shaw.
world. That's what's going on right
Because
now.
he came out and he was talking shit about Hobbs and Shaw. But he had a point, though. He didn't like how they split. He was like, it's not even a Fast Furious movie. Like, you took some of the characters and you
Yeah.
just made your own thing and you left the rest of us and you think you're going to be more successful without everyone else.
And The Rock went, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes,
But I heard it wasn't.
because it's
I heard it wasn't.
I'm The Rock. Like
I
The Rock
heard-
can be in anything and it's gonna sell.
I heard that the Fast 7,
Eight,
6,
8, 9,
8?
9.
Jesus Christ.
Who knows anymore? Jesus.
The Fate of the Furious was the last one.
Fate of the Furious.
Yeah.
That trailer
So
was crazy.
So that I heard that made more money than Hobbs and Shaw.
Did it? I mean, yeah, that
Makes
makes
sense.
sense to me.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But Rock wasn't. It seemed like him and Tyrese. They just weren't. Tyrese is like, you're making your own thing. It's not going to make as much money. And Rock's like, yeah, we'll.
I don't know
fuck
if
you.
that's
And
I don't know if that's his decision though. I don't know. Who fucking cares? Like,
Well, he
at the
signed
end of
up
the day,
for
like,
it.
yeah.
You know, they pitch it to him. He could always say, nah. You could always be like, no, I'm going to do it with my boys. If we're not in it, then I'm not doing it. But he's like, no, fuck it. Me and Jason Statham, we could carry the fuck. Everyone's going to go. Me
Yeah.
and Jason Statham, we're going
But
to.
I feel like it didn't even. They didn't. There was barely. Well, there was car scenes. I don't know. It's just a weird.
I have
like,
to see it.
not
it
even-
is good. It's good.
Barely a car movie now,
Yeah. Did you see it?
What?
The Hobbs and Shaw movie?
No, I didn't,
Okay,
but I'm
so,
going to.
alright,
I'm
yeah.
going to when it
There's,
comes
like,
out on Blu-ray. I'll check it out.
There are some car moments that make you remember. Oh yeah, this is a Fast and the Furious movie because like there's a lot of points when you're like,
Is it called Fast and Furious?
it's
Is it
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
That's like the full title. They're trying to do like the like.
Which I feel like they have to put
Yeah,
it
you
somewhere
can't
because
keep
they're
coming out with-
characters from Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Like, and I don't know. Don't beef about it. Just
Yeah,
I'm sure you're still getting royalties from that franchise. Like,
Yeah. And Tyrese is a little bit much sometimes.
he could go away if I don't
He's
care.
A little wild.
Like,
Yeah, and who gives
don't need
a
him in the-
fuck? Like he's one of those characters. It's like
Yeah,
whatever, fuck him.
he's this smart, sassy. So he's not like we could get into this more, but his characters are relevant now. He used to be like the hacker dude, like the Mixer Fix-It guy, and then they just started getting people that were immensely better than him at doing stuff. So now he's just like,
Yeah,
you got to get a car too. Like Tyrese needs
Yeah,
one too. You can't, we got to bring him.
just holding on for.
We got to
dear
bring
life.
Don Omar and his friend, and we got to bring all these We have like 20 of us. What the hell? We can't sneak in anywhere. Who's inviting all these guys, man? What the hell? And Vin Diesel, family,
You
mi
hear him
familia.
talk. You hear him talk out of the interview. You're like, you hear what he normally talks like.
Yeah.
Nothing
Jesus
like
Christ.
that. He's completely different. I feel like than he is in the movies. He's more.
He's
the word
so grumbly. He's so like.
In the
it's-
movies, he's like Dark Knight, like fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, badass, and then
He's like
in interviews he's
"Alright,
like, yeah, so like I really like this part of the
Yeah.
movie. And it's like that doesn't match, but all right, fuck
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like, and it has kind of like The Rock has kind of overshadowed those movies. Like I feel like there's only
He's
so much
one
I
of
can
the
care
biggest
about.
action stars in Hollywood
He's
right
the
now, so-
biggest
Yeah, I
action
think
star.
yeah.
He's the
biggest
most
one.
paid.
Yeah.
He's it.
Anything he's in, people will go see. Like that movie Skyscraper. People went and saw that fucking shit, and I'm like, just because The Rock put anyone else,
Rampage.
not anyone else, but it's a lot of other people you would have put that. Yeah, I still gotta check out Rampage.
I actually enjoyed it.
Because I feel like it'll be one of those guilty pleasure movies.
Oh,
you know what I
100%
mean?
is.
Just
it
have a good
started off
time
so
with
much
it.
better. It ended kind of shit, but for a while it was
What's the
like
thing with The
it had
Rock?
me.
He's not even in anything really that good. When's the last time The
No.
Rock had a fire-ass movie where he was the main character?
Tooth Fairy. No, I'm just playing. I do
Scorpion
like
King.
Yeah.
The Rundown. I like the Rundown.
Yeah, the
That's
Walking
old,
Tall
but
and The Rundown,
and Walking
yeah.
Tall. Walking Tall
Those
and the
are
Rundown. I
decent.
always get them confused almost, like they're the same fucking
I
movie, but they're
can't. I
completely
could not
not.
tell you the whatever happened in either one of those. If you told me something happened in one and then the other, I'd be like, oh, I thought we were talking about Sean William Scott's in one of them. And
Yes, that's Walking Tall, right?
sure.
No, I think it's the Rundown. Actually, yeah, I don't even know.
Is he in both? I don't know.
He might be shit.
Yeah, like I don't really watch movies.
Yeah, that's GG. About an hour into this picture, I fucking flew by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really did fly by. But yeah, that's all we got today on episode. Who fucking knows? 8, 9,
9?
9, 9,
9?
9 of
happening?
the Power Button Podcast. Mike, where can they find you?
You can find me at on YouTube. It's Dags Reviews. On Instagram, Dags Reviews. You can follow my Snapchat. It's Mike_BSHU. I know, pointless, but hey, I Snapchat a bunch of crazy
Slide
shit.
in his DMs.
Slide up in those
Yeah.
DMs. Single like a Pringle. And then Facebook is where I do most of my damage because, I don't know, why not? And that's Dags Reviews. And I do a live stream every Wednesday. It's a fun time. We chat about just everything. Sports, stuff like this. Pop culture, all that stuff.
Porn.
Porn. A lot of porn. Tons of
Mostly.
Way too much. Way too much porn.
Way too much porn. In fact, you might not want to watch. You know,
Find me at Pornhub. No.
slash
but
Mike
that's-
Dags.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
definitely
Great time.
want to have you again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check us out on Google Play, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Episodes drop every Monday. Go check out the Jay Meany review. Go check out my It Chapter 2 review. I want to know what you guys thought, because... And yeah.
That's it.
Until next time, guys.
Peace out, motherfuckers.